Hey everybody, welcome back to Conscientious Omnivore. My name is Pal. I'm going to be showing you guys a couple things that you can do when you're on vacation to try and still eat really healthy, good, whole food, plant-based diet. And we're here in a rented apartment, so obviously kitchen setup is somewhat limited, and you really don't have all the stuff that you would have at home. And I want to give you guys some tips and tricks on what you can do to actually just make it that much easier on yourself and still eat wonderfully good nutritious foods. So one thing that's really obvious is you can go for stuff like fruit salads. Fruits are just very easy to find usually if you're like on vacation in the summer, and just buy whatever's local and in season, and you can't go wrong really. They're low prep time, everything's raw, you just slice it up, throw it in this fruit salad, and you're good. We got grapes, apples, bananas, watermelon, everything's like pretty much ready to go. So that's a really easy choice. Next is we made this last night. My wife and I made bulgur, and we did what are these beans, corn, which we got out of a can, and I'm going to give you guys some tips and tricks on that. And then we added fresh ingredients, which were zucchinis, onions, tomatoes, and what was the other thing? I think that was it. Oh, and peppers. And just cooked that all up and made this wonderful, nice sauce. So you can really just still eat really well. And I'm going to give you guys some tips and tricks on how to make sure that you can keep doing that. And yeah, stick around. I'll show you guys some tips. Alright guys, so like I was saying, we're renting an apartment, got somewhat small kitchen setup here, but it does have everything you really need, but you are going to be limited a little bit. So there's no oven obviously, so you're not going to like roast potatoes or something like that, but it does have a hot plate, so there's two little burners, and that's great for making like pasta or rice or stuff like that. So one other thing you can do is to get enough calories and starches and whatever is you can get bread. You can usually find bread just about wherever you go, and there's some tasty bread options. We got a bunch of bananas, we got apples, we got tomatoes and peppers and zucchinis. These are like the fresh ingredients. I mentioned before that the bulgur wheat. Again, you can bring rice, you can bring pasta, things that store well, beans. The only reason I don't usually bring the actual dry beans is because it takes a long time to cook them. Without a pressure cooker especially, it can take quite a while, and you don't want to be wasting your vacation time like sitting around waiting for beans to cook. So as I mentioned, you can get canned beans, and or in a jar, and you can see that this has kidney beans and corn, and then it has like a tomato base. So this has already got like salt in it and some basic seasonings. It is vegan. Definitely read the ingredients on all kind of canned or jarred items, because sometimes you will find non-vegan ingredients like various like milk powders or residues or God knows what people put in things, but this one is vegan. You can get corn, and really these are already cooked. You can just kind of dump them out, warm them up, cook them with the fresh ingredients, and really give them a huge boost in flavor. And another quick tip that you can do for kind of making things easier while you're traveling is, so that you don't need to bring a whole bunch of stuff with you. Like we got almost all this, actually all of it I think, in the supermarket nearby. Is like you can get seasoning like packages like this. This is basically like a grill mix, and clearly we're not going to put it on meat, but you can just put this into the food. So the food that we made last night, I didn't bring any separate salt or any kind of spices, where we just got this, dumped a bunch in, and this already has salt in it, as well as all the kind of stuff you need. So it has what is it, sea salt, it has garlic powder, and then it has pepper, oregano, rosemary, what is that? I think that's thyme, if I remember right, and some lemon oil, and then just some like aromas. So very simple, don't even really need to do much of anything, and you can really kind of bring up the quality of the cans by just putting in some fresh ingredients like the zucchinis and what have you. So anyway, yeah, I mean that's really all I wanted to share in this video. I'll do a separate video where I show kind of that meal that we made, because I think that's a good one. And I might even do a separate one of our breakfast that we had today. We made oatmeal pancakes. I didn't show you guys that, but bring some dried oats. This is great just for like mornings. You can even just make it with water, and just throw some fruit in there. We had blueberries. I think you can't really see that. Where are they? Oh yeah, here they are. We had some blueberries for the pancakes. I'll probably do a separate video on that. And yeah, just try to go as simple as you can. Pasta, rice, those kinds of things, as I mentioned. Another benefit of the plant-based diet is like even like plant milk. You don't have to refrigerate it as much. Obviously, like if you open it, it will eventually go bad. So I mean, it's not really smart to leave it out for forever. But if you just have like a liter like that, it's not really going to probably go bad on you, even if you don't refrigerate it. So yeah, just kind of makes things easier, and I think it's actually quite fun to do cooking like while you're vacationing now. Whereas before, when I was eating meat and stuff, it was always kind of a pain, because you don't really like want to be like washing meat here and all this kind of nasty stuff getting all over the place. You're never really sure like what's going to be clean afterward or not, and I don't know, it's just kind of disgusting. And I think it's just a lot easier to do it as a vegan. Oh, and one other thing that you can do is instead of doing beans, get lentils, because they cook a heck of a lot faster, especially if you soak them for like maybe 20-30 minutes before. And I did want to show one more thing, sorry. I'm a little bit discombobulated here. We got these. I haven't made them yet, but this seems like a great solution to kind of what I was saying. This will cook up in like 8 to 10 minutes, and basically it's just a mix of couscous, buckwheat, and red lentils. And then we got a similar one with bulgur wheat and some spelt, and again the red lentils. So this kind of stuff is great, super easy, will cook really fast, and will last forever. So even if you don't use all of it, you can just throw it in the car and bring it home. So yeah, those are my tips. Hope you guys enjoyed them. If you have any tips of your own for when you're traveling and renting an apartment or what have you, leave them in the comments. I'm curious what other people are doing. Yeah, this is what works for us. I think with the kids and stuff, it's easier when you can do stuff that they're kind of familiar with, and it's fast and easy. You don't want to lose a lot of time. So I think if you have other tips of saving time and just kind of still trying to eat relatively healthy, whole food, plant-based, let me know what they are. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye.